Welcome to Hope Blooms, a podcast from the Early Pregnancy Loss Association.
At EPLA, we seek to support women and families suffering early pregnancy loss by providing resources, education, and community. It is our vision that no one suffers miscarriage alone.
Welcome back to Hope Blooms. I'm Stephanie Gordon, an EPLA board member.
And I'm Maria Servold, EPLA's president. And today we're going to just do a quick little refresher on what is in our two sizes of miscarriage care kits. So we have been providing these care kits sort of as one of the first things we started doing.
Yes.
First, we started with the informational folder because at that time it felt like people just didn't even know what happened with miscarriage. And then we quickly developed these kits, and we've sort of been refining them over the years, and they are sort of our bread and butter as far as how we provide resources. And a key thing about them is that they are free to anyone who wants them, which I know there's some other organizations out there doing similar work, which is great, but they sometimes charge for them. We love donations. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. So why don't you just give us a brief look at the two sizes and sort of what they're for?
Yep. So we offer two kit sizes, large and small. And we would define the large kit for miscarriages. So you might know that the baby has already passed, but maybe you're waiting for the process to start. So in the large kit, we have disposable bed pads, a body recovery and preservation kit that we purchase from Heaven's Gain. We have a urine hat and disposable non-latex gloves, hot packs, and a cold pack. And in addition, we also include what's in our small kit, which has heavy and medium sized pads, a memory blanket, which are handmade by people in our communities. And then we have a sympathy note, a memory bookmark, tea, wildflower seeds, lip balm, a small journal, and details about local resources.
Yeah, and like our fax cards and all that sort of standard paperwork.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that it's, we get, I don't know, I think I'm proud of the fact that we have the two different sizes because women need different things depending on where they are, with the process. Many women like myself, by the time things were happening with the loss, it was too late for the large kit. But we do make an effort to overnight those wherever they need to be sent, and so we have had success with people getting them in time to use the body retrieval kit.
And even if you've had a recent miscarriage, I know from personal experience, I still bled for a while after. So even receiving a small kit would be helpful.
Yes, and that's right. Yeah, that's like what we send the most of. And even if someone has had a loss, even if the bleeding has slowed, the comfort items are still helpful. So we send out a lot of those small ones. And on a yearly basis, the most kits we've mailed in a year is about 1,100. A little more than 1,000 of which are the small ones, and then the rest the large ones. This year we've seen a huge increase in the large kits, which we think is because more people know that they're available and know that we can send them right away. And a large bulk of the small kits go to the Metro Detroit area. We work closely with Metro Detroit Share, and they get them 500 at a time. But the so the kits, they have different purposes, but they both meet what we think are the needs, both for physical care and emotional care.
Yeah. So I was just going to explain these kits are, you can go to our website, which is miscarriagecare.com, and you can find a resources tab, and you can click the care kit request button. And then you can find a place where you can insert your name, what size kit you would like, and insert your address. And can you explain the shipping process?
Yeah.
I know Emily, who is our director. I know she's always on a mission getting things out the door as quick as she can.
Yes, it really is. Just as they come in, they go out, right? Especially if it's a large one, we get to it that day if we can, unless it comes in, late in the evening. We joke that the large requests always seem to come in on like a Friday evening and then they can't get there quickly. But the folks at the local post office know Emily very well. So yeah, the large kits come in a specialized box we've had made that's got our logo and stuff on it, the purple tulip. Everything is packed in there, ready to go. And then the small kits come in a lovely little canvas bag that's reusable. It just has a tulip on it, so it's sort of subtle. And those we slip into a puffy mailer and get those out. So yeah, the shipping costs, again, these are free to anyone who needs them. So it is quite a cost for us, especially those large ones. And that's something we talk about a lot is we would love more donations, especially recurring donations, to help cover the cost of the kit or the mailing. To make the kits, I believe the small kits cost about $15 to make and usually about $8 to mail. The large kits cost about $50 to make, and mailing on those ranges anywhere from $40 to $100 depending on where it's going.
Right. Yeah. So if you do feel called to donate, you can also do that on our website.
Yes.
So go to our website, miscarriagecare.com. There's a Get Involved tab, and you can click donate, and you can do a one-time donation, a recurring donation, or care kit sponsorships.
The care kit sponsorships, I think, are especially neat because a little note will then be included with the kit we send out that says, that it's been paid for by a donor. It can be anonymous. You can do it in memory of someone. You can do it in memory of your own loss. That's a really special thing, I think, for someone to receive, one, seeing it was provided by somebody who's had their own loss.
Yeah.
But this is our biggest resource, and both in, I think, impact and also cost. And we want to keep doing it, and we want to keep doing it without cost to the recipient. So, and we recently set up a direct giving thing, Zeffy. It's called Zeffy.
Yes.
This app. Yeah. Where you can either, I think, pay by credit card. It's like a way to pay a recurring donation, but it's sort of less complicated than PayPal. And you can either use credit card or link it directly to your bank account, so it just automatically withdraws. And I assume that's linked on the website. If not, I know we've put it in our email to our newsletter people. But any sort of donation is great.
Yeah.
It's sort of fun story. When we went to a conference, Emily and I think a couple others, back in 2018, it was a Pregnancy Loss and Infant Death Alliance conference. And we set up a table with our version 1.0 kit, And a lot of the people at the conference were labor and delivery nurses or ER nurses, and they just loved it. They thought it was the greatest idea ever, and we just encouraged them to copy it. We said, we can't get these to everybody everywhere, so, come up with your own. And it's been interesting to see these other groups I come across on social media doing a similar thing. We've all sort of developed the same kind of resources, which I think says something, right? Like the need was there to meet the emotional needs of the woman with the loss and the physical needs. And one group in particular, they pretty much take them to hospitals, right, in ER. So we're always looking to that too. If you work at a hospital and you think they would like to stock some kits in the OB or in ER, send us an email. Yeah. That's on the website too. And we're happy to provide some kits to stock you up. So that's kind of all we wanted to say there. But again, the kits are always available. Just send us a request online and we will get it out to you, to either you or someone. You can request on behalf of someone else as well. That happens a lot, that somebody will fill out the form for a friend or whatever, and we will send it your way. Yeah. And we appreciate your support.
Thank you for listening to Hope Blooms, a podcast from the Early Pregnancy Loss Association.
To learn more about how we and you can support women suffering early pregnancy loss, visit our website at miscarriagecare.com or find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you for listening.